I pursued triple E, which is electrical electronics and electrical electronics, and so I moved to embedded systems, basically firmware development part, and after that, I start working at Zylogic Systems as an embedded engineer. So working with microcontrollers mostly, and so that's what my starting point is. After that, I moved to Capgemini. There I worked as an embedded software engineer, mostly working on VXWorks, embedded Linux part 2, and covering all the firmware and embedded Linux part, everything. Previous role, you mean the Capgemini or
In
the
Capgemini.
In Capgemini, my role is an embedded software engineer, mostly senior role. So handling, mentoring juniors, and contributing as an individual contributor to a project. So these are my contributions. So mostly I'll be working on commercial licensed VXWorks, which is an Atlas module. Okay, so primary thing is I wanted to move to product-based company. So that's what my primary goal is. So before Capgemini, I was trying to attend various product-based companies. One such is Google. When I was interviewed with Google, I faced an embedded question, which is available in interview Kickstart's YouTube site. I was able to see the question and their answer, like how they try to answer those firmware-related questions. So which you cannot find mostly outside. So basically, all the basic questions you can able to find, but still more interview-specific, product-based specific questions, and I am able to find in the YouTube of interview Kickstart. So from that point, I started to see all those videos, and I thought maybe joining interview Kickstart would make me prepare all the aspects of interview for embedded system. So that's my goal for joining. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And when did you join?
I joined at April 2024.
2025. 24.
2024. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mostly understanding all those concepts, I feel like it's part of a technical ground. And in the technical aspect, how interview Kickstart helped me is that one part is that even though we are embedded system background, we also face data structure algorithm questions. So which I'm not very comfortable with, because my background, I don't really work on much of a data structure, like maybe linear structures, non-linear. I'm not very sure about, like trees, graphs, and all. We don't really use that, and but still, I just want to have an idea on that, because all the big players, like big product-based companies, would expect you to work on this data structure and algorithm part also. So from that point, I was able to understand all those data structure algorithms, how they were implemented, and how I can able to work it out. So I can be able to get all those aspects. And once I got those aspects, I can able to implement on my own. So these questions won't be completely relevant to data structure, like trees and graph, but something related to that. So my recent interviews also was that related to trees. So those I wasn't expecting in service-based companies. So product-based companies do ask data structure algorithms, which is to mostly to trees problem also they would like to ask you. So that helped me a lot. And also that for firmware aspects, they have a lot of questions and recorded videos. So those recorded videos, I find more useful. What I find most useful is that all those keywords that they mention in the firmware part, they don't completely explain everything, but still the keywords that I didn't find anywhere. So with that keywords, I was able to understand a little more better in some AI tools as well as from browsers. So with that, I got all the answers. And also the very useful part that I used, connecting with the real world engineers, embedded engineers, and firmware engineers who are from abroad. So with connecting with them, mock interviews or career guidance. So from them, it was very good for me to understand what the interview perspective, how they wanted to ask us. So what are the questions they would be asking to me. So kind of things I was able to get from that part. Okay. Um, okay. So before joining the like interview Kickstart, like mostly I'll try to cover what are the concept I feel like, or there is not a proper structure to follow all those things. So when you see when you meet some people and when you get some view from the senior guidance, so you might have some proper structure to follow what are the things that needs to be done before getting into an interview. Okay, so these thing I believe, like with the mock interview session with the people who's from US people, like those people were able to structure me, like what these are the concepts that is more important for a particular role. So this was structured way. So when I was before interview Kickstart, I was able to clear 2-3 service-based companies, but without any like proper structure itself. But I'll try to learn from everything. I'll learn C, C++, Python. I'll try to cover embedded Linux. I try to cover firmware development part, MCUs, MPUs, everything. So in order to focus on a particular role, no, you need to cover only the particular concepts of what needs to be understood at the baseline. So that series of thinking, no, so that structure needs to be done. So that I think I'm clear now. So which path I need to move, and what are the things that needs to be understood before like going up forward. So that things I was able to structure. That understanding I got. Yeah. Okay. So like so we need to choose particular role in when you say embedded software engineer. So it's basically like there are a lot of paths inside that. So we need to focus on particular role in order to get into that. So it might be firmware development. It might be embedded Linux engineer, Linux kernel engineer, or a lot of development parts are there. So we need to focus on particular point, and we need to focus right from that point. So that's, we need to organize the way that what we need, and we need to move on. So that's what I would like to say.